What's going on, dudes and dudettes? Yes, I'm in my room right now, and I don't have the fan on, so you can hear me a lot better. I just try to redo something right now, and I don't think it sounded that good. So, try to get through this quickly before I start melting here. And yes, the Lakers have hired ex-head coach in the NBA with like the Memphis Grizzlies and New York Knicks. Coach Fizdale, I forget his first name. But yeah, he's an okay coach. He was on as an assistant of those Miami Heat teams when LeBron was there. So he has some experience. Both Memphis and New York, he kind of fizzed out and didn't really do all that well. Doesn't have a good record, but as an assistant, we'll see what magic he can do again with LeBron. Then the NCAA approved last week for college players, all sports, that they're able to make money off their name, image, and likeness. They're still not paying them, which is kind of weird, but now, as long as you built up like a social media following and certain things like that, I believe these twin basketball girl players from Fresno State, I guess they're pretty popular on YouTube and TikTok. I don't really follow them or even go on TikTok, but I think they recently got like a Boost Mobile contract, like that night that it happened, that you're able to. So I don't know, it could be beneficial. It could make the product suck because certain guys are getting paid the stars, but the other younger guys or guys who aren't as popular, who've been there a while, aren't. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't dilute the sport as they say it might. Then yes, Reggie Bush is trying to get his Heisman reinstated, just because after that whole thing passed, I think he says he never cheated the game. It's not like he took any performance enhancing drugs, steroids, cheated while in a game, except maybe a Bush push, but that did not become a rule till after that game. But yeah, he's still trying to get his Heisman back, and as long as he gets his stats reinstated to the college, then they should most likely give him back his Heisman, which would be pretty cool. So definitely looking forward to that when it does happen. Then USC quarterback commit for next season, Devin Brown, was at the Elite 11 competition. I always get confused because whenever they say he made the Elite 11 finals, I forget that they invite like 21 guys and then they cut it down to the top 11 guys. So he's actually officially in the top 11, which is pretty good for a guy when he committed to USC was only a 3-star quarterback. So we'll see how that goes. Should be pretty interesting to see the final. Then a little bit of random baseball news. Thought I'd give it some love because whenever when I'm on YouTube and the MLB channel does like the highlight of Shohei Ohtani hitting a home run or doing a good play, I always watch it just because it's great that a California team has another star. It just sucks that he's doing all this great stuff while Mike Trout is hurt and on the bench. It's just the Angels' bad luck. They get a couple of these talented players and then they can never put it together, which sucks, but definitely cool to see. And I think he even got into the All-Star game like as both a pitcher and a hitter or designated hitter or some type of offensive thing. So that was really cool to see. And plus, I think the other day he hit his 31st home run, and that I believe tied another ex-Japanese player, Hideki Matsui. I believe that's who it was. But since it's the All-Star break coming up, he's only halfway through the season, and he's more known as a pitcher too. But they're comparing him to like Babe Ruth because he can pitch a game for you every couple days, but every day he could come in and designate hit for you, and he's been great so far. So he's technically on pace for 60 plus home runs if he does continue, but he just had a crazy June month and it's been awesome to see him. Hopefully be able to come back. I know I'm talking too much love for a lot of my family who's a Dodger people, but I don't know. I kind of like the Angels just because I was closer, but it's hard to root for them because it's a lot of bad luck for their organization. Then that article posed the question if that LeBron James was pretty much done with his Olympic career just because he's not going to be on the team and aging as well. I don't think he should be on the team just for those reasons alone. If you want to be a coach, that's cool, but yeah, but they don't really need him, and especially since he's on the Lakers and this old, I do not want him to get a stupid injury and be out. So it's the end of an era. I think he has 3 gold medals because of Coach K, the Duke coach, and I think he has like a silver or bronze before that. But yeah, not a bad career overall in the Olympics. Then Raleigh Brown, I think I mentioned him a couple videos ago that he was a running back that USC was trying to get. He's from Santa Ana, the modern day high school out there, who they've been trying to get a lot of good talented players from, but he had already committed to Oklahoma. But over this last weekend he did go for a second official visit to USC, and even though USC just got a running back commitment, I think this guy is better, Brown, so maybe if he's taking a second look, hopefully there is something there. Definitely would love to keep another California kid out here who's talented like that instead of going to someplace like Oklahoma. But yeah, all we can do is hope for the best. Then USC basketball news. So incoming freshman Malik Thomas was named the Gatorade California Player of the Year. I don't know if that was just basketball or all of sports in California, so it's pretty cool. I think Evan Mobley, who was just recently there, is going to be a top 2 or 3 pick, won that as well. So yeah, it was great to see what he can do. Has a lot of hype coming in. Haven't really checked him out highlights wise, but a lot of people do like him, so that's good. Then Kostas Antetokounmpo, Giannis's brother, younger brother, who is on the Lakers, or was, after he signed a 4-year deal to play overseas, which I'm not too mad about because I know they kept him because of talent and maybe trying to lure Giannis away from Milwaukee, but I never thought he was good and he hardly got any playing time, so kind of glad it opens up a roster spot, whether they can save money or use it for someone else who can actually contribute, so I'm not mad about that. Then Emil Jefferson, one of the greater ex-captains of Duke, played power forward but kind of played like the small center sometimes, and was there when they won the championship in 2015. Yeah, it's 2015, and stayed for a bit. Even got a medical clearance to come back because he was doing great his senior year. Halfway through, got injured, was able to come back thanks to the NCAA. It has shown he could be very good. I don't know why more NBA teams didn't give him a chance, but he is back at Duke now to be a director of the player operations, kind of like what Nolan Smith has been the past couple years, and pretty sure he's going to help with recruiting as well, along with, you know, helping out these guys on campus. So Nolan Smith did a great job, and he got himself an assistant coaching job, so pretty sure that's what it's going to lead to for Emil. He was a great ex-Duke player. Glad he's back, and yeah, should be very fun. Awesome to see. And DJ Steward, one of the 3 guys that entered his name from Duke to the NBA, he didn't have that great of a week at the NBA Combine in Chicago. Matthew Hurt didn't have a great week as well, but NBA teams are still more intrigued by him because he is taller and can shoot the 3 a lot better. Jalen Johnson, you already know he's going to be a top 10 pick, but I didn't know the timetable for guys to be able to return. Luckily, they've put it after this combine. Usually it was before the deadline to say if you're going to go back to school or not. I don't believe he hired an agent, so he should still be able to have that option or opportunity to be able to come back to Duke, which is what I hope he does, because a lot of guys, whether it's Duke or USC, especially with basketball, that they should have stayed at least 1 more year. They would have benefited from it, and just like they're now barely starting to become better players in the NBA, I just wish they would have let that 1 year happen for 1 more season at their respective schools. So hopefully this guy is able to do that. I think July 7th is the deadline, so he has a couple of days, so we'll see what he does, but it'll be a definitely formidable final Duke Coach K team that he'll have. So hopefully they can get that championship. That's what we're all hoping for. Then a random East executive for an Eastern NBA team mentioned that he would give Talen Horton-Tucker, the younger player on the Lakers, a max deal, which is like a 4-year, $80 million deal. I don't understand the love for THT. I mean, he's somewhat of a talented player. I just think it's a guy who's was handpicked by LeBron and LeBron's friend's agent company. So that's kind of like the main reason why he got on the Lakers in the first place. And to me, he's just okay. He doesn't even have a great consistent shot, and they try to force him to be a point guard, even though I think he's more of a shooting guard, and at times he's hit or miss. He pretty much had that one big game in the preseason a couple years ago where he had like 30 something, and then he never really translated that to a real NBA game. And people love him, and they didn't trade him this last All-Star break for Kyle Lowry, which probably would have helped them in the playoffs. So I don't know. I think if some dumb East executive is willing to do that, and most of the dumber NBA teams are in the East, so it wouldn't surprise me, the Lakers should not match that offer, because it would be suicide and retarded if they did. Pardon my language. And then Colin Sexton was a point guard I liked coming out of Alabama past couple years. He did, I don't know if he got picked, I think that year he got picked before the Lakers had the opportunity to get him. And his first half of the first year, he struggled, but he finally got it going. And the last year he did very well. This year he did, once again, he improved. So he's a guy who's on a rookie deal. Surprisingly, you might have to give up a little bit more to get a guy like that, just because he is younger. I know he's been put on the trade block, which is weird to me because he's been improving, and I think he's the better player there compared to Darius Garland. But I know they put out there an offer that could be like Kyle Kuzma, Dennis Schroeder if he does a sign-in trade, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and their first-round pick this year for one guy. I just think it's a lot of money when a guy is on a rookie deal that probably isn't going to get past 10 million. I don't know how that really works as far as them taking on all that money, unless they send another guy somewhere else. But hopefully you don't have to give up that many players that are on the team right now to get a guy like that. I think he'd be a better addition than most of the guys they are looking at. Then Onyeka Okongwu, ex-USC power forward, and Cam Reddish, the ex-small forward from Duke a couple years back. They're both on the Hawks right now, and yeah, sadly the Hawks did not make the finals. They lost the other day, but both those guys shined coming off the bench and somewhat starting here or there the past couple games, and shown that they belong on the team, and they will have some prominent roles next year, I believe. So that's always good to see, and that's what happens when you pick guys from my school, I'm telling you. Then end this video off, yes, Peru is kind of, according to that ESPN report, is a little bit overachieving just because the amount of work and wizardry the head coach has been able to do, because they are missing their best player while they're playing in this Copa America right now, and he's just been having to band-aid lineups here and there and mix and matching guys, and somehow, I believe they're playing right now, they're in the semifinal playing against Brazil again. It is 1-0 at halftime again, I believe, and I remember 2 weeks ago that's what it was, and then Brazil ended up winning 4-0. So I don't know, either way they would have a tough game the next time against Argentina and Colombia, but it's pretty cool that they made the Final Four for the Copa America. So sending them some luck, but I don't know, we'll see how this goes against Brazil, a tough opponent. So thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.